In researching for today's topic, I discovered a very disturbing research find that couples with children have twice as steep a decline in relationship satisfaction than couples without children. And in couples where the pregnancy was unplanned, that satisfaction is even greater. Today, we're talking about the impact of children on our relationships. So, you as a couple, how your children impact your relationship. And we're looking at how to prevent that or how to manage that. So, stay tuned. Hi there, welcome again to our channel. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that button and click the notification bell so that you know when we release all our videos, which is every Tuesday and Friday. So today we're talking about the impact of children on your relationship. And we generally think that having children in our relationship is the icing on the cake. It's meant to be the binding glue. It's meant to bring us closer together and things like that. But unfortunately, that can be the opposite if not managed well. Children can, become a problem or a barrier between you as a couple if not managed well, and that's what we're looking into today. So let's dive straight into it. So the first issue we're going to talk about when it comes to children and your relationship is duties. Your duties, your chores, your tasks literally double overnight. So it's not like you didn't have things doing before. You still had dishes to wash, you still had laundry to do, you still had your house to clean, and so on and so forth. But all of a sudden, with a baby or with an infant, that suddenly doubles. And not only does it double, it has to be done quickly. You can't procrastinate with it anymore. It has to be done quickly. And you suddenly start feeling like your partner might not be pulling their weight, or there's more bickering than usual because you're frustrated, you're tired, tiredness sets in, and that then leads to other emotions that makes you frustrated.
And to feel overwhelmed as well.
So in situations like that, I think the key thing to just realize or take into consideration is, as long as the tasks are done, that is what matters. Having that tit for tat system, I've done XYZ, have you done XYZ, you're not pulling your weight, that just breeds resentment, that just breeds frustration. It might be a good idea to just talk about it, maybe divvy out the work. So I do this, that and that, you do this, that and that, so that everyone's clear what the tasks are, rather than leaving it sort of wait, and sort of expecting people to know what needs to be done. Make it clear. These are the tasks. I am doing this. You are doing that. So that way it's clear what needs to be done and who's doing it. That will remove any misconceptions, any misunderstandings, and reduce the bickering.
All right. And another issue with having children in relationships is your parenting styles can be different. You and your partner obviously come from two different backgrounds. You are raised differently, with different values and philosophies as well, and that also, determines how you see things like sleep, feeding, discipline in the home, or carrying out chores, reward system, if at all.
Fizzy drinks or no fizzy drinks.
Yes, that's another key one too. So you see, those things, can impact on the romantic relationship between the couple, and if that is not managed properly, it can really escalate into something bitter, between both of you.
A very big one is the discipline, because you will find that one partner is stricter than the other. There's always one that's stricter than the other. And children are very smart. They always know which one of their parents they can get away.
Play one against the other.
They always know which one they can come to ask for that extra biscuit.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So things like that can become an issue between a couple if not managed well. So one way you can deal with different parenting style is to let your partner deal with the consequences of what they think is the better parenting style. And this can be used on small issues that you might not agree on. So let's say, for example, you have an infant that you're trying to get into the routine of going to bed by 7 p.m, right? But your partner decides to allow the infant sleep on taking nap whenever they want. So let's say 5 p.m, and the child is taking a nap, well, obviously that's going to have an effect on when the child eventually goes to bed at night. So let's say, for example, you've been nagging about this for some time. Don't let the child sleep so late because it has an effect, but he's not taking it on board. Well, let them deal with the consequence, all right? So one night when the child is not sleeping, let him deal with it. And if he finds that it's taking him till 3 a.m.
to settle that child,
until the child is settled, he will concede and agree to the fact that up to a certain point, the child should not be napping. Yeah. So that is a simple, small way of dealing with different parenting styles. Where, you know, and obviously we're talking about small issues that don't have a long-term negative effect on the child. There's little ones that you can let your partner go through the consequence so that they can then see where you're coming from and you can agree.
So for other bigger issues, you know, that could, you know, have long-term consequences or long-term impact on relationship and even your children, you know, you could, you know, research, get really creditable online resources or online help or professional help that can inform the solution going forward. So that might mean you contacting other professionals or other services that, you know, can help or that can eventually bring you to the same page, you know, to deal with the issue of parenting or parenting styles.
So for example, it might be an issue of discipline. Now with discipline, obviously you need to be on the same page and have the same front when it comes to your children, so that they know that if I go to mom or if I go to dad, I'm going to get that same level of discipline. So it's very important. So if you're not agreeing on how to discipline your child, maybe one is too strict or one is too soft or whatever the case may be, it might be a good idea to research, like Paul has said, and then come into an agreement, be on the same page on how to discipline going forward. So the key thing is to communicate, to talk about it. Don't just, go off your own tangent. One is doing their own thing and the other's doing their own thing. That just confuses the child and gives them double standards. So communicate, talk about it, thrash it out. I think discipline should be this, that, and that, because I think there's pros and cons. It will benefit it with this and that and that. Your partner might come with, well, I hear what you're saying, but I think the negative effect would be X, Y, Z. Talk it through, thrash it out, and see what you can sort of sieve out to be the common ground for the two of you. Because like we said at the beginning, we come from different backgrounds with different ways that we were brought up. One is stricter than the other, definitely. One tolerates more than the other does and things like that. So you have to talk it through so that you come to a common ground. Another area in your relationship that having children can have a negative impact on is your sex life. And that's undeniable. You are more tired when children come in. You are busy. You overnight turn from a sexy babe to a super mom, and all you're thinking of is how to get food in your family and how to sleep as much as you can. So, sex drive naturally will go down. Because you're tired. You're trying to keep up with everything. It doesn't mean you don't love each other anymore. You still do, but you're tired. And I'll put a link up here on a video we posted a few days ago on sex and relationship. And you can use tactics like scheduling your time for sex. So you know that it's coming up. So it's something planned that you work towards. And protect that time. So that helps with maintaining your sex life and relationship. Because if you don't do that, tiredness will be a constant. I'm telling you, tiredness is my middle name now. You're always tired. So you can't use that as a reason to allow your sex life decline. So you have to work around it, and one way is to schedule it.
There's so many things you're doing or you need to get involved with, and over time, because you're prioritizing things, the issue of sex, which is healthy and important in a relationship, gets thrown to the back burner, and then that could lead to other issues in the relationship as well.
So on top of scheduling time for sex, schedule regular dates as well, just to keep the romance going, to keep the passion going, and to make that time for yourself so you don't neglect your relationship. So make regular dates, get a babysitter, or partner up with another couple, so that one weekend you're looking after their children and another weekend they're looking after yours. So you can make that time to go on dates and have, and they could even have sleepovers. You could arrange sleepovers for your children. So you actually have overnight of just relaxing and having the mood that you had when you were just the two of you, and just enjoy that time together.
In addition to what Mary has said, we'll advise and encourage that you make couple time just about the two of you, and rather than making couple time family time. So one way of dealing with this or resolving this is to put the kids to bed early enough, so you can actually spend that time together. If the children are there, then that can be a distraction. Having children in your relationships can also impact on the financial status of the family. When you were together as a couple, there were no kids. You spent your money in ways that you had no issues with. You were able to spend your money however you felt comfortable with. Obviously, with the children present, you needed to take things, or you need to take care of things like feeding, clothing, books and toys, and all the rest of it. So it's very important that whilst that's happening, that there's good communication between the both of you, and you decide how the money is spent. The expectations you have as well, for that should be communicated to each other, and this will help reduce rifts and conflicts between the both of you.
Children are a blessing. All right, they're a blessing. So it's just managing them and making sure that they don't come between you as a couple. They're just one aspect, just like money, just like career, all those things are just another aspect that you need to communicate, so that you're on the same page and agree about. So don't let them get between you. They're a blessing, and we hope that the few things we've talked about today will help you to manage your relationship when it comes to children.
Savor every moment. They grow up quickly. You need to enjoy that time you've had with, or you're having with them.
All right, so we hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Hit the like button if you like this, and we'll see you next time. So take care for now.
Bye.
Bye.